In Ikoma, where people hurried past each other without so much as a glance, there was a mad woman everyone called Momankata. She was always seen wandering the streets, her hair matted, her clothes in tatters, and her voice mumbling incomprehensible words. People avoided her, whispering tales about how she went mad after a tragic loss. Yet, Momankata was not always this way. Once, she was a proud mother, filled with hope and love for her only son, Chijioke. But fate had been cruel, ripping her child from her arms and shattering her mind. One fateful day, a young man named Chijioke returned to Ikoma after many years of studying abroad. Tall, ambitious, and polished, Chijioke was the pride of his family. He had come back to take up a prestigious job, ready to make his mark in the world. His friends often teased him about his mysterious past, but Chijioke dismissed their curiosity with a shrug, for there were pieces of his childhood he could barely recall, especially the memory of his mother. As Chijioke walked through the crowded marketplace, his polished shoes clicking against the uneven ground, Momankata saw him from a distance. Her heart leaped in a way it hadn't in years. She stopped dead in her tracks, her eyes widening as recognition dawned on her. Her cracked lips curved into a trembling smile. "That is my son," she whispered to herself, her voice breaking. "Chijioke, my Chijioke." Her pulse quickened as she staggered toward him, pushing through the crowd. Her frail body bumped into people, drawing curses and jeers, but she didn't care. Her son was here, and nothing else mattered. "Chijioke. My son. My boy," she cried, her voice loud and desperate. Chijioke froze, confused and embarrassed. The woman before him reeked of dirt and neglect, her eyes wild with emotion. People began to turn, their curiosity piqued by the commotion. "Madam, I don't know you," Chijioke said firmly, his polished tone betraying irritation as he tried to step away. "It's me, your mother. Don't you remember me? I am Neoma." Her voice cracked, and tears streamed down her weathered face. "When you were little, you used to hold my hand and tell me you'd build me a big house. Don't you remember? I sang you songs every night, Chokugozi NWAM, so you'd sleep." Chijioke stared at her, his heart pounding. Her words stirred something deep inside him, something he couldn't explain. But the sight of her so ragged and pitiful made him recoil. "No, you must be mistaken," he said coldly, his voice shaking slightly. "My mother died years ago." The crowd gasped, murmurs spreading like wildfire. Momankata's knees buckled, but she steadied herself, clutching her chest as if his words had physically struck her. "No, I didn't die," she whispered, shaking her head. "I lost my mind when they took you away from me. I looked for you, I begged them to tell me where you were, but they said you were gone. I waited, Chijioke. I waited all these years." Her voice was a mixture of desperation and pain, each word cutting into Chijioke like a knife. But he refused to believe it. This couldn't be his mother. "This is ridiculous," he muttered, turning to walk away. "Wait," she screamed, lunging forward to clutch his arm. Her grip was surprisingly strong for someone so frail. "Do you remember the scar on your shoulder? You got it when you fell from the mango tree in our backyard. I tied it with my scarf until the bleeding stopped. Do you remember, Chijioke?" Chijioke froze. He had never told anyone about the scar, not even his closest friends. Slowly, he turned to face her, his eyes wide with disbelief. How do you know that?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. Momankata smiled through her tears, a sad, knowing smile. "Because I am your..." Memories long buried began to surface, her gentle hands tending to his scraped knee, her soothing voice singing him to sleep, her laughter echoing in their tiny home. His throat tightened, and tears welled up in his eyes. "Mama," he whispered, his voice trembling. "Yes, my son. It's me," she said, her voice soft and full of love. Chijioke fell to his knees, ignoring the stares and whispers of the crowd. He wrapped his arms around her thin frame, holding her tightly as if afraid she might disappear. "I'm sorry, Mama. I'm so sorry I didn't recognize you. Momentous held him close, her tears soaking his shirt. You're here now, she whispered. That's all that matters. The crowd watched in stunned silence, some wiping their own tears away. The mad woman they had mocked for years was no longer just a figure of pity, she was a mother reunited with her son. From that day on, Chijioke took his mother home. He bathed her, fed her, and gave her a warm bed to sleep in. He brought in doctors to care for her, slowly helping her heal. And every night, as she lay in her new room, Chijioke sat by her side holding her hand and singing softly to her Chokugozi NWAM, just as she had done for him so many years ago.